For this assignment, you'll be using painting to complete the worksheet, and you'll need the following materials: white, black, and one chosen color hue of paint, a mixing palette or disposable plate, cup of water and paper towels, and a paintbrush. Before painting, you'll need to answer the questions 1 through 4. Let's get started. Before you start on the monochromatic color scheme worksheet, I'd like you to fill out numbers 1 through 4. So you are going to pick a color, and you'll need the little color kits, or you'll really need black and white, and then a chosen hue for this one, as well as something to mix in, a little water cup, and your paintbrush. So what you're going to start off with is your chosen color, and for this one I'm going to do red. So whatever color you choose, you cannot do black or white, obviously, because you need them for tint and tone and shade, but you will, choose any of the other 6 colors. And then using your chosen color, fill in the blank below. So let's just put whatever you chose for your color first. So mine is red. And red plus blank is going to equal a tint. Red plus blank is going to equal a tone, and red plus blank is going to equal a shade. If you've watched the video, you know that white plus your chosen hue is going to equal a tint. Gray plus your chosen hue is going to equal your tone, and then you know that black plus your chosen hue is going to equal shade. So first, fill these out before you start on the worksheet. And now you can see that what you're going to do is in the places that it says to put that color, you're going to add that color. So you're going to have really 3 colors that you're going to mix prior to working on this and get you a good amount of those colors. You really want to have a good plethora of them so you don't have to keep mixing them. So anyway, let's mix our colors, and I'm working with red. So I'll just need red and black and white, and we know that to make gray you mix black and white together. Again, these are tempered paints, so they're like chalk paint. They will erase. Okay. So first off, let's just get our black and white out there. So we're just going to need 3 of these little spaces, and we want a good amount, so we're going to need a big old scoop. And then we're going to make a big old scoop for the gray to make gray. And then I'm going to rinse my brush a little bit. Wipe it off on the paper towel. All right. And then we're going to have black. Remember, black is very dominating, so you don't need a lot of it. That should probably do. And then make black for our gray color. Right. I feel like I should make more. Like I always undermix. So let's really make sure we've got enough of these. I'm going to add a little bit more white to those first 2. Clean off that brush as best as you can. I'm going to come back in here and add some more. And this is the only worksheet that you'll really be using the white and black with and the tint, tone, and shade. So, get you a good amount in there. Okay, that feels pretty good. All right, and then next we're going to add our chosen hue. So whatever you have chosen to work on this worksheet, you're going to add that in. Again, I chose red. If you have chosen to work with yellow, I will say, yellow can be over dominated very quickly. So, get you a good amount of yellow in there if that's what you've chosen to work with. All right. So we're going to add red to all three of these. And we want a good amount of that red. I'm going to do about 2 scoops of red. Okay, and now we're just going to mix. So I'm going to start off with my lightest color first. And when we go on to the next one, we don't really need to clean our brush because it's got the white already in it and the red already in it, so we should be pretty good. And I've made a very kind of darker pink because I've had a lot more red in here. If you want a lighter pink or a lighter tint, you just put a little bit more white in there. I like it though, I think it looks good. All right, and then what we're gonna do here is mix these all together. I leave a majority of that black up there, and if I need to add more to it, I will. I get a nice dull, murky color. So I'm leaving the majority of that black up there because, again, black is very dominating. It almost looks a little purpley. And there's our tone. And rinse that brush thoroughly. And then we're going to mix these together. Again, I'm going to leave a lot of that black up on that edge. I might even add a little bit more red. I might have put too much black in there. I don't want it to be too dark. Put another scoop of red in there. Again, I'm keeping it away from that black because that would just defeat the purpose. Okay. So there is our tint, tone, and shade of our colors. And then where you see hue, that's your chosen color. Okay. So you're simply going to paint by what it says. So again, I have my red. I don't need to add it into one of these dishes. That's just going to kind of defeat the purpose. I can use my red straight from there. And then what you're going to do is color in the spaces where it has something written. So let's start off with our tint. And that's going to be our light little pinkish color or your white added to it. And so where you see those, you're going to color those with the tint. And you can do as I do. I kind of just lay them out. Dot this in here. I like to visually see where I need to put it, so I'm going to search the whole page. This whole bottom part needs to be a tint. And I don't see any more. So where I've put that, I'm going to add all my tint to those spaces. All right, so as you can see, I have now filled in all the spaces that were labeled tint. I'm going to move on to my next one of tone. So rinse off my brush. I don't really have to rinse off my brush if I'm moving on to tone, but it's just a good habit to have. All right, and our next one is tone. So I like to lay out our tone wherever that is. Just kind of lay my color on here. Here. place that out first. And what I'm going to do is start adding in my, painting in those spaces with the tone. And now I'm going to add my hue onto the page. I'm skipping over shade because if you notice, shade is the entire background. So I really want to finish up the fish before I add that background on there. So I'm thoroughly rinsing my brush. And then I'm going to use my hue, which is straight out of my little cup. I'm actually just going to use the lid. I think that's plenty of paint. And in the spaces where it says hue, I'm going to just kind of blot my color on there so that I know where to add this to it. And then I'm going to start filling in these spaces. All right, and our final one that we're going to add on to our page is our shade. So you're going to take your color of shade and you're going to add that into that last spot. It's pretty much your background. So just where you see the word shade, I kind of add color to it. You're obviously leaving those bubbles white, and you're just going to paint that area with your shaded tone. And there we have it, our monochromatic color scheme of a fish.